Alright guys, this is Mr. McCloskey here, and today I'm going to teach you how to solve an equation that involves the distributive property. So you know the distributive property is necessary in an equation whenever there are parentheses present, just like in all of these problems that are going to be posted to the Google Classroom specifically for this YouTube channel. So if you want to follow along with me in that Google Classroom, this document will be posted. The best way is to print it out and to do these problems with me, and then try the problems that I have for you to practice right after that are very similar to these, the exact same steps, and these problems should prepare you for those problems. Okay, so whenever parentheses are present, that means you have to do some distributing, which really just means multiplying this number on the outside of the parentheses by both the numbers on the inside of the parentheses. So you take that 4 and you multiply it times 2 and times 7. So 4 times 2 is 8x, and that x stays with it because there's an x on that 2x. And 4 times 7 is 28, so positive 28 is equal to 108. And now it's just like the last lesson that I did, where it's a simple two-step equation where we add or subtract something. In this case, we subtract 28. That cancels, the 8x drops. 108 minus 28 is 80. And then you divide both sides by 8. 80 divided by 8 is 10. So x is equal to 10. Okay, now number 2. Draw our line through our equal sign to separate the left side from the right side, and then you take that -4 and you multiply it by both things. Get negative 8y minus 44 is equal to 92. And then we add 44 to both sides. Cancels, negative 8y is equal to 136, and then we divide by negative 8 on both sides. 136 divided by negative 8 is negative 17. Okay, on number 3, it's a little bit different, but not really. There's just a negative sign on the outside of the parentheses and no number there. Whenever there is no number there, you slide an invisible 1 there. It's actually a -1, and there's no number in front of the x either, so you slide an invisible 1 there as well. Okay, draw your line through your equal sign, and then you do -1 times 1. -1 times 5. -1 times 1 is -1x. -1 times 5 is -5. The -14 drops. Then you add 5 to both sides. -1x drops. -14 plus 5 is -9. And you divide both sides by -1. -9 divided by -1 is positive 9. So x is equal to positive 9. Alright, number 4. On this one, it's a little bit different because the variable is now on the right side, so that means we're going to be doing all our work on the right side instead of the left. So it doesn't really change the process, it's just you're doing your work on a different side of the equal sign. Right? -7 times 3a is -21a. -7 times -1, whenever that number in the parentheses is minus sign, that means that turns that back number into a negative. So -7 times -1 is positive 7. The 91 drops. You minus 7 to both sides. That cancels. 91 minus 7 is 84. Drop down the -21a. You divide by -21. And 84 divided by -21 is -4. So a is equal to -4. All right, number 5, we take that -2 and we times it by 1b. And -2 times -4. So -2 times 1 is -2b. -2 times -4 is positive 8. The -12 drops. And then you subtract the 8. The -2b drops. -12 minus 8 is -20. Divide both sides by -2. -20 divided by -2 is positive 10. So b is equal to positive 10. All right, number 6, we have a decimal involved. But if you have a good calculator, shouldn't be an issue. You just type in 1.25 times 4w and 1.25 times negative 10. Okay, 1.25 times 4w is 5w. 1.25 times negative 10 is negative 12.5. It's equal to 7.5, and then you add the 12.5 to both sides. That cancels, the 5w drops. 7.5 plus 12.5 is 20. And you divide by 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So W is equal to 4. All right, I have a second type of problems down here. And what makes these different from the first 6 that we just did, is now there's fractions. But once again, if you have a good calculator, some sort of graphing calculator, you can just type in 1 divided by 4 for 1/4 and make sure you put it in parentheses. Because most calculators, if you don't put it in parentheses, you will not get the correct answer. So make sure whenever you type in a fraction, you open a parentheses and then 1 divided by 4, and then you close the parentheses and then times the 1 and then times the negative 16. So 1/4 times 1 should come out to be 1/4 m. 1/4 times negative 16 is negative 4. 7 drops. Then you add the 4 to both sides. The 1/4 m drops. 7 plus 4 is 11. And then you divide both sides by 1/4. And m is equal to 44. 44 for m. All right, over here we have 4/3. We multiply by the 6, and we multiply by negative 3. 4/3 times 6n is 8n. 4/3 times negative 3 is negative 4. The negative 12 drops. Then you add 4, drop the 8 in. Negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. And then you divide by 8. Negative 8 divided by 8 is negative 1. So n is equal to negative 1. Okay, for here, number 3, we have 3/2 times 8 and 3/2 times negative 1x. And all of that is equal to 21. 3/2 times 8 is 12. 3/2 times negative 1x is negative 3/2x. It's equal to the 21. And then it's a positive 12 over here that we need to cancel out first. You minus the 12. You minus the 12. The negative 3/2x drops. 21 minus 12 is 9. And then you divide by negative 3/2. Divide by negative 3/2. X is equal to negative 6. 9 divided by negative 3/2. If you type that in, remember you want to be putting your fractions in parentheses. So you would type in 9, then a divided by sign, and then open a parentheses, negative 3 divided by 2, close a parentheses, and that comes out to be negative 6. Okay. Number 4, we have negative 5/2, and then 8x minus 6 in parentheses, so we do negative 5/2 times 8, and negative 5/2 times negative 6. Negative 5/2 times 8 is negative 20. X, negative 5/2 times negative 6 is a positive 15. Is equal to 55 minus the 15 to both sides. That cancels. The negative 20, x drops. 55 minus 15 is 40. And you divide by negative 20. 40 divided by negative 20 is negative 2. All right, last one, number 5. We have negative 24 is equal to 1/2 10y plus 2. So we do 1/2 times 10 and 1/2 times 2, and that is 5y plus 1. Negative 24 drops, and you minus the 1, minus the 1. Negative 24 minus 1 is negative 25. 5y drops. Divide by 5, you divide by 5. Y is equal to -5. All right, so again, I will post the join code to the Google Classroom where this document will be posted. The best thing for you to do to get these math problems down is, once again, do these problems with me as I do them, and then try these on your own. Okay, please join the Google Classroom and do that. Thank you, have a great day.